love the Liane.
Yeah,
Thanks,
yes,
Liane.
yeah.
Yeah, okay. Good morning, everyone. So this morning, I have the privilege of acquainting or reacquainting you with the Psychology Foundation of Canada. We've gathered here at the crack of dawn. Actually, you can't tell from this room, the sun might not be up yet, for many, many different reasons. So maybe you're here because you're a parent and you count on the Psychology Foundation to provide support as you raise your kids in this complex, demanding, and sometimes scary world. If so, welcome, parents. Maybe you're here because you're an employer and you depend on the Psychology Foundation to ensure the next generation will enter the workforce with the stress management skills that they'll need to succeed in your increasingly demanding workplace. Welcome, employers. Maybe you're here because you're one of our funders and you're proud to celebrate our work and our contributions to the well-being of so many families. Welcome to all of our funders. Maybe you're here because you're an educator or work in public or mental health, and you rely on the support of the Psychology Foundation as a partner to bolster the services of our public system. Welcome to our partners. And maybe you're here because the breakfast looked better than the one down the hall, and if so, welcome, breakfast crashers. No matter why you're here, you are in the right place and you are among friends. For 44 years now, the Psychology Foundation of Canada has been nurturing resilience in kids. That is a long history of developing and delivering psychological tools and resources that help kids thrive emotionally. We've been delivering those tools when and where they're needed to make sure that children grow up with the skills to support their own well-being. We are there from birth, quite literally, to the very last day of childhood. We are there from the classroom to the conference room, from the inner cities of Toronto to the most remote fly-in communities of Canada's north, from the Wiagamo First Nation, whose people have been here for tens of thousands of years, to the clients of the Punjabi Community Health, who have been here less than 1 year. We are inspiring, teaching, and empowering kids and the people who care for them. The Psychology Foundation, though you would never guess from being in one of Toronto's largest banquet halls with 500 people, you might not guess, the Psychology Foundation has a paid staff of 3. We have trained, with that paid staff of 3 and many generous volunteers, we have trained 15,000 facilitators across this country, who in 2018 alone reached 174,000 kids. Yeah. In many different ways. We help parents create bonds with their infants that promote healthy brain development. Parents like Marjorie, a new mother who told us she hadn't been talking to her infant because she didn't think he could understand. We teach coping skills to young school-age children, their parents, their caregivers, and their teachers. And one of those teachers knew we were getting through when her 5-year-old student told her that, "Miss, you need to take a deep breath. You look stressed." He said he learned that at Kids Have Stress Too in his daycare. We build increasingly sophisticated stress management skills in adolescents and teenagers just as they need them the most. And as a parent of a 16-year-old and a 12-year-old, I understand this. And we know kids want these programs. We know from the youth in Kawartha Pine Ridge who not only participated in the full stress lessons program at school, but then commandeered their local community center and put on a stress fair attended by 300 members of the community. And we now reach out to organizations, employers, to offer programs that allow companies to assist and support their working parents with content from all of these programs. All of our programs, no matter where they're delivered or what age group, have 3 things in common. First, we focus on health promotion because we need the coping skills to be there the moment kids need them. In the moments of stress, or uncertainty or concern, they need to already have the tried and true approaches to help themselves to feel better. Second, our programs are designed based on the latest research because common sense doesn't always work. We need to understand the factors that contribute to wellness so we can focus on the most important ones at every stage of development. And third, our programs are clinically evaluated and the findings published in peer-reviewed journals because we can't afford to use hope as a strategy. We need our money and our efforts focused on what actually works. We have built incredible capacity and partners across the country so that this small but mighty organization can reach Canadians wherever they are. But don't take my word for it. The Donner Foundation, who recently rated the Psychology Foundation in the top category of all Canadian charities for income independence, strategic management, innovation, program costs, and outcome monitoring. All that with less than 14% of every dollar raised going to operations, including fundraising. So that means when you donate $1 to the Psychology Foundation, 86 cents gets to a kid or someone who cares about them. So let's make that a little more inspiring than that. When you donate $100, cards on the table, that gives $86 to a kid's, or heck, you might as well put it out into the universe. When you give $1,000, $860 makes it to where it counts. So let me tell you why we need that $1,000. Because we're not done. Stress isn't going away. The world is not getting easier. And we at the Psychology Foundation have more work to do. The foundation is turning our attention to the next generation and to the next generation of challenges. At a recent strategic planning session, we looked at the changes that will create the reality for the next generation of Canadian kids. Quoting Yuval Harari in his article, What Kids Need to Learn to Succeed in 2050, let me quote, "We are beginning to see that humans as individuals and humankind as a whole will increasingly have to deal with things no one has ever encountered before, such as super intelligent machines, engineered bodies, algorithms that can manipulate emotions with uncanny precision, rapid man-made climate cataclysms, and the need to change your profession every decade." So we know to survive and flourish in such a world, kids will need a lot of mental flexibility and great reserves of emotional balance. In the language of today's AI panel, they will need the EI skills to go along with all that AI. So I'm pleased to report that the Board of Trustees has committed to the Foundation's next frontier, nurturing resilience in kids in the face of massive technical and world change. In the years to come, with your support, we will be developing new tools to nurture kids' resilience in two important areas. First, building tools for change resilience, because the pace of change is only going to accelerate. And second, focusing on the impact of pervasive technology. Some of us might have to deal with our own issues on the board first. This new focus will complement our already strong pillars of attachment and stress management by adding critical thinking and other areas that children will need support in. But we can't do it without you. So while the amazing psychologists who design our programs donate all their time, your support here today will help us to attend conferences to promote knowledge transfer, to fund our evaluation research, and to disseminate our programs so that no kid will go without just because they can't afford to pay for this. I could not be prouder to be part of this organization, and I hope you're proud to be with us this morning. Thank you so much.